Nice, scraper is all set and ready to go. Your research document A is set and ready to go. Now we, at this point in the training, should be working on a product and market positioning document. So we need to figure out how does our product fit in the market and how we can specifically market it in a unique way that others are not taking advantage of. So I would do this all in the same Claude document. Make sure you're using Opus 4.6 or whatever latest version of Opus. And then what you would now need to do is to come here. And the first step I recommend always doing is just copying the actual script itself, which is always under part B. So just copy all this bad boy here. Okay, copy that and copy, and then just paste that in. And then go back in, and there's a couple things we got to fill out here. So this is very, very important. The first thing is the paste approved master context block here. So the previous document you generated on document 2A should have what we call a context master document or master context doc. So you're going to just start by copying all this over, and you can't actually copy like that in Claude. So you're going to have to hit this Google Drive icon to pull this up in Google Drive. And then once it's opened up in Google Drive, you can copy it easily on your document. So we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom, go to section 6, and then just copy all this stuff that right here. You just have to copy to where it says master context block end and hit copy. Then we're going to go back into Claude. I'm going to hit paste. And then we're going to just go to the top of this and hit shift enter and just space this down out the way. And we'll come back to that later. So that's the first thing you want to do. The second thing you want to do. The third thing you want to do is paste your Gemini research output. So the first document that we ever generated was the Gemini research document. And although it's already in this project file, I still recommend just grabbing it again and putting it in here, just so it has that at the top of its mind. Then from there, we can go back in. And now we need to just put our product URL and plain language description. So again, we want to just make sure that's all good. So we're just going to hit product URL and then product description. And I cannot emphasize this enough. The product description should be as congruent as possible. So that whatever product description you picked for the first document and the second document and now this document should be the same. I know I threw in at the end here one extra detail, which was that the shower head has a carbon fiber layer. That was not in the first set of descriptions, but I recommend that you do be as consistent as possible. Make sure as much information as possible. And also this is your opportunity to make your product shine. So do not lie and add fake details about your product that doesn't exist, but just make sure any and everything that exists about your product. And if it's a lot, great, add it all. If it's not too much, then whatever. What AI is going to do is going to highlight whatever is good about your product and it's going to frame it back to your particular avatars that we've generated. So the more information you have about your product, the more likely AI is able to find specific features that will align with your target audience. If you don't have a lot of functionality or features to your product, that's fine. Sometimes it's not about having a lot, it's about just having the right amount. But we'll just make sure you don't miss anything and make sure you take some time putting together a good product description. So if you're selling a skincare cream, make sure all the ingredients, all the formulation, the how it's used and how it's applied, and all the things that is unique and good about it, make sure it's in there. And if you need help, just ChatGPT it. If you can find the same type of similar competitor on Amazon, go through their product description, make sure all that information is extracted that you can. The more detailed, the better. All right, and then from there, there shouldn't be anything else here. So boom, 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 master context block, approved A1. So we're going to do the master context blocks. We're going to do the Google Gemini output, product description, and that's it. And then under system overview, it's going to explain which one we should be using, which should be Opus here. So we are on Opus 4.6, and then you're just going to hit enter. And then it's going to do its thing, man. And it's going to do what it does best. And again, the whole goal here is to see how does your product specifically align with your avatars. Because there could be a functionality or feature about your product that might resonate better with Avatar 1, but not as much as Avatar 2, which is good. And that's what makes it so dynamic and great, because we're not just copy and pasting cookie cut information. We're making this dynastic to who you're speaking to in the market and the niche that you're in. So really, really cool stuff here. All right, so now we're in 2B here. I'm going to hit this Google Drive icon, and we'll quickly review this. We have one more documentation before we get into storytelling. So this is going to be important. You need to make sure you read through these documents. It's going to start off by explaining like the familiarity breakdown by the avatar. Rachel spent years researching solutions for her or her child's eczema. She has likely encountered filter shower heads through dermatology forums, Google searches for shower filter eczema, and Reddit communities. Her high familiarity reflects active research behavior, not passive awareness. So you have to understand, okay, how well does my avatar understand my product and my niche? The more they have a somewhat understanding of the concept and the product, the better I have to do with my copy, my creative work, and my messaging, right? That's why you can run ads, think you have the best copy in the world, but then it doesn't resonate just because someone has already seen these types of ads before. They've already read this story before. Even if someone else is not necessarily running native image ads to your product, the idea is still there. The messaging and the marketing strategy is still there. So you'll see here that they're going to go into unique mechanism identification. So plain language explanation, chlorine strips away your skin's natural moisture barrier, causing your body to lose 20 to 25% more water through your skin. That's why your skin feels dry even right after moisturizing. So you can see here, it's going to start to explain like the different mechanisms, how it works. So the top 3 mechanisms to lead with. So top mechanism 1, TEWL, barrier destruction. Why this is your strongest lead. So this is literally, AI is literally telling you, hey, pay attention. This is going to be the thing you should leverage in your copy to make sure you stand out against your competition. So this is the single most significant, credible, emotional, resonant, and competitively unique mechanism available. It explains why your skin feels dry in a way that reframes the entire problem from I need my moisturization to I need to stop damage at the source. No competitor uses it. And by the way, again, AI is not perfect. It's going to do 70 to 80% of the work. You still have to do the other 20, 10%. You still have to use human input to verify everything. I wouldn't say that no competitor is using it. Maybe the AI, when it did its scraping, didn't find any prominent angles talking about this. But just be mindful, like don't take everything that the AI says 100% accurate. But this is just good theory to point you in the right direction of what to focus on. So that's good. It's backed by peer-reviewed clinical data with a quantifiable metric that creates instant credibility. How to frame for cold traffic. So it's going to tell you how you position your mechanism to your cold traffic. Do not use the term transdermal water loss in the hook. Instead, translate the mechanism into felt experience. Your skin is losing moisture 25% faster than it should, and your shower is why. Wow, that's good. All right. So that number creates a curiosity gap without requiring scientific literacy. So this is best going to align with Rachel for Avatar 1. Example line teased, there's a reason your moisturizer stops working by noon, and it has nothing to do with your moisturizer. So we're going to be working on the hooks and everything. So the second mechanism, it's going to break down another strong lead. This is better going to align with Jordan. Third mechanism is going to better align with Raya, and it's going to give you 3 different mechanisms. Now, just because the AI said this mechanism aligns the best with Rachel doesn't mean for 100% certainty it's going to perform the best on Facebook. We're going to need to test this theory. These are all theories. These are all educated guesses. So we're going to have to now apply this in the advertising element of it all. So do not freak out if you test stuff and say, oh, the AI said to do this and I'm doing it. It's not working, Alex. It's all theory based. Nothing is 100% certain. So it's going to conceptualize all these in scores for you, break down everything. Best mechanism per avatar. So again, it's going to tell you what to do, what makes the most sense in using some theory. It's going to rank them all down here. And then position strategy, how you should position this. So you can read up more on this, what this product is, what's not, single claim, most likely to be believable. That's another point in this process. We want to make sure this all sounds believable, like a true, authentic story. So yeah, it's going to break this all down. I highly recommend you read this. This is a tutorial, so I'm not going to read through every single line in detail. We'll be here forever. But if you actually care about making some good money online and figuring out how you can enter competitive markets or just markets in general and beat out your competition, because there's always going to be competition, you have to understand the landscape of the land. So all you're going to do here is we're going to make sure we have the new updated context document. So we're provided one context block, which is the current one here on 2A. Sorry, on 2A. This is context block for 2A. We get another one for 2B. And now we're going to get ready to copy this and bring it over to our finalized documentation before we write and copy, which will be the Bible. So just get your context block from 2B ready, and then we'll jump into that next training there.